What is a prepositional phrase? A prepositional phrase begins with a preposition and ends with a noun. So in this example, they are in the car. The word in is the preposition and the word car is a noun. The prepositional phrase tells the reader or the listener where someone is. But there are other uses for prepositional phrases.
Hi, this is your teacher, Paul. Today I'm in Chelan, Washington.
Prepositional phrases are important because they provide information about direction or time, relationship, position, or a location. There are many different prepositions. Altogether, there are about 100. Some are more common than others. Here are some examples of prepositions. These are usually small words like at or by, but sometimes they can be longer. This word during is 5 letters. Between is 7 letters. But all of these are prepositions, and following a preposition, you will often see a noun. I wake up early in the morning. This indicates the time. Here's the preposition, and then here is the noun forming the prepositional phrase. The patient was treated for COVID. Here's the subject, and then here's the verb, and then here is the prepositional phrase. Preposition, and then this is a noun. In all of these sentences, you have a subject and then a verb, and then followed by a prepositional phrase. She's standing by the door. Here's the preposition, and then the noun, door, forms the prepositional phrase. This indicates the location. He's leaning, and then here again is a preposition and then the noun. They form the prepositional phrase. And here, subject and then the verb, and then here's the prepositional phrase where there's a preposition and then a noun. Notice that in all of these you have the subject and then the verb, and not an object, but a prepositional phrase. The subject, verb, object word order in English is very common, but in this case, it's subject, verb, and then you have the prepositional phrase.
That's one. That's two. You know what to do on the last one. That's three.
During the meeting, everyone talked about the plans for the new project. In this sentence, here's the subject and then here's the verb. Everyone talked. But the rest of the sentence has a prepositional phrase here at the beginning, and then there's a comma, and then here's a prepositional phrase about the plans, and then here's a prepositional phrase for the new project. So there are 3 separate prepositional phrases in this sentence, and that's a very common thing to find in English. It's also fairly common to put a comma at the end of a prepositional phrase that begins a sentence if that prepositional phrase has 3 or more words in it. But this is not a rule, it's just a fairly common practice. In this sentence, there is a prepositional phrase, to the store, and an infinitive after the prepositional phrase. So here's the subject and this is the verb. This prepositional phrase indicates where she walked, and this is the reason why she walked to the store. But again, be careful to identify the prepositional phrase with a preposition and the noun, and the infinitive. Here is the word to, and this is a verb in the simple form of the verb. This is an infinitive. Here's a sentence that begins with a prepositional phrase. There are 2 words here and not a comma. You could put a comma here if you chose to. Without objection, the hearing was adjourned. And this is the subject and the verb here. This is in the passive voice. But it begins with a prepositional phrase. Preposition and noun.